Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Sixer Standard Podcast. It is our second episode here, and unlike our first episode, we have a ton of news to talk about today. On the episode
Yes,
today,
sir.
we got Daryl Morey, we got new coaching staff, including a big plot twist, including former coach from the Indiana Pacers. We have some old coaches that are leaving. We have NBA's restarting. We're going to talk about the draft today. We have mock trades that we're going to be doing. We're going to talk about the Eagles. We got a whole lot of shit to talk about today. I'm here, of course, with my friend, my guy, fellow Sixers fan, Noah Muffin.
Hey, what's up? How y'all
How's
doing,
it
E?
going? We're back here on a
How are
Friday,
you,
although you
bro?
guys will probably see this on a Saturday or Sunday, but that's when we record our episode. So how you doing, Noah?
I'm good. How are you doing, E?
Doing well, and, for the first time in a while, I have hope
We're
in this.
happy.
I have hope in this team. We're happy. Uh,
Yeah, we're happy.
and I think we should get into, unless you've been living under a rock and you're a Sixers fan, why we're happy. That is, Daryl Morey has been hired as the GM of the Philadelphia 76ers.
Let's go.
So, no, I do want to hear exactly your thoughts on this, and I personally like the hiring of Morey as a GM, but what are your thoughts exactly on Morey?
I love it. When I looked this higher up in, as Ethan mentioned, before, when he was, in free agency, or, when he got fired,
When he was
Ethan,
available?
yeah, when he was, available, Ethan liked it. Ethan liked the hiring. We should hire this guy. So I did some research, and this guy is really good. He's very analytics. He looks at a lot of analytics, and it could be very useful for us. And we can get a lot of shooters, maybe even James Harden. You never know. They have a
Eh,
good relationship. You
we
never know.
might talk about that later on the podcast, so stay tuned. But you're saying that he looks into analytics a lot.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
So my thing with Morey is fit wise, I'm not sure, but I think the coach would have more impact on a team than the GM. And with analytics, I think 3-point shooting. You actually look at what they did this year, and I think more and more, I think Morey's a good GM, but I think we shouldn't ignore his flaws. And as Sixers fans, I think we gotta not ignore these flaws because we've had so many flaws with this team over the years. So you look at Morey, he looks at analytics, but if you look at the Rockets, and the Rockets were the team that shot the first most threes last year. I
Yes,
know that's not
correct.
by heart. But last year, the Rockets were also in the bottom half of 3-point percentage, right? I'm just trying to list Morey's flaws right here because I think he's a very good GM, but I just want to list some things to look out for. I
The
think,
Westbrook trade.
well, we'll get to that next. I think you're out of my mind, but you look at Morey, and the analytics obviously didn't work out there. I hope he learns his shit here because we're obviously not a 3-point shooting team. Uh, and then you look at his transaction history, and do you want to pull that up right now? I can share my screen.
Yeah, you can share your screen.
Okay, hold on. Just let me get that working. Hold on. Let me get that document up. Okay, so just wait 1 second. Okay,
There
so
we go.
you should see my screen, Noah, and audience that
Yes,
will be
sir.
watching this in a day or two. Perfect. So a lot of the stuff is just it doesn't matter. Luke Mabah, Mute, doesn't matter. Hartenstein. But we're going to look at the big trades that have happened over the years, and I have 3 here just as big ones. But first, we have the Capella deal. So I know this looks like a lot. It was a 4-team trade. I looked at this before. We're just going to summarize it. So Capella got sent to the Hawks, who was on the Rockets, and they acquired, I believe it was, they got Keita Bates-Diop, who is not on the team anymore. Maybe this is from the Timberwolves. Okay. Point is, they got Robert Covington. They got Shabazz Napier. Noah Vonleh. Okay.
And they got picks.
Am I looking at this right?
I
I,
think you
I
should.
think,
And they got picks.
okay. I'm looking at this wrong, I think, but the Rockets, basically what happened is the Rockets traded Clint Capella for Robert Covington and a first-round pick. How did the deal turn out?
It's all
Well,
right.
pretty well, I would say. I mean, Covington was very good there. We love we love Covington. We're Sixers fans.
Yes, sir.
He's been very good there. They also get a first-round pick out of Capella. Capella didn't really fit in what Morey was trying to do. And one thing you have to give Morey credit here is he went all in. Elton Brand's kind of a
Yeah.
guy that's going to be like, yeah, we'll get Jimmy Butler. He's not going to fit here, but we'll get him. And then we'll also get Tobias Harris, who's going to be huge, right? No,
Yeah, I
wrong.
know.
You go in the offseason and you're like, let's try to sign a player that's really like kind of okay to a max contract that like only elite players should get. Like a top 40 player to a top 5 player contract.
Yeah.
When you could have got Jimmy
Yeah.
Butler back. I agree. I agree there was beef there with Ben Simmons, but
We should have gotten Butler back, honestly.
well,
As bad as it may
I
be,
think
we
there was
should have
issues
gotten
there
him.
with Simmons. I really do.
I think there was, but like this guy went to the NBA Finals,
Yeah,
and
I
we
mean, he
didn't.
did, but
And we were one
yeah.
shot away. It was one.
One. But what
Why
would you grade that
wasn't
trade?
it?
Like, I would say like a B plus.
I'll say yeah, B plus. Like the guy Rocco is a great shooter, great defender, 3-and-D guy. It was all right trade. They did for the Hawks. Like I think the Hawks did very well with
Yes, they
their
got
trade.
Capella, who when he comes, I think their team is going to be very good. You got John Collins, who's an elite offensive weapon. Trae Young, again,
It's
elite
Trey.
offensive weapon, can't do shit on defense, and Clint Capella, who, unlike the other guys on the team, is a great defender and can't do anything else. But I think that trade's good because you get Capella, who's a defender. You have, I believe, DeAndre Hunter's a very good defender too. Who they have,
Yeah,
Cam Reddish,
and
more
it's young.
defensive guy. So you balance your stars, who are offensive guys, with defensive role players. I think it's a very well situated team. Again, I haven't been
Yeah.
impressed with what Lloyd Pierce has done. Only 9 wins. To get only 9 wins with 2 superstars, I believe, is pathetic. And I know they're still a young team, but still they have 2 superstars. I would say he's on the hot seat, or at least he should be. So we'll see what they can do this season. But yeah.
Yep.
And then the second trade I wanted to look at was the Westbrook trade, which I can't believe they gave away that many picks. And I'm sorry, I'm scrolling down if you guys are dizzy. You also have these. Actually, before I go through that, all on the same day, they signed Austin Rivers to a multi-year contract, Daniel House to a multi-year contract. One of the positives of Daryl Morey, he takes players that are like borderline NBA players, Austin Rivers, Daniel House, Ben McLemore, and makes them really good. Or at least like guys that have a role. Daniel House shoots. Austin Rivers is like a hard-nosed guy, got kind of like Mike Scott, does his role very well. And then you have Ben McLemore, very good shooter as well. But that's not the main thing. Of course, the Russell Westbrook trade, and I can't believe they gave away this many picks. So they traded away Chris Paul, who looked better than Russell Westbrook. So let's say we reverse everything. If Daryl Morey, let's say Chris Paul had his really good season on the Rockets, and Russell Westbrook had his like kind of shitty season on the Thunder. If Daryl Morey's phone from the Rockets, let's say he's still in the Rockets, gets called, and it's like, hey, we'll give you Chris Paul, just give us Russell Westbrook. No picks attached. Daryl Morey would say no. And that was a voice crack, but he would say no. Because the fact is, right now, Chris Paul at 38 is a better player than Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
But not only did they do that, they gave up 3 first-round picks.
That's too much. That's too much.
And Russell Westbrook is considered to be washed, horrible contract. I don't think he's any of that shit. I think he's still a good player. But 3 first-round picks.
That's too much.
I think that's an overpay. I do give him credit. I think he was trying to make Harden happy, and that's something you got to do.
Yeah.
You got to keep your stars happy, and I think he's good at that. But I think that was an overpay.
That Harden trade that he did was one of his positives. That was a finesse. He finessed the Thunder when he did the Harden trade.
Oh, here's the article. And this is from 2012. So, mind you, this is a while ago. The Thunder acquired Kevin Martin, who I believe was a good shooter, but like nothing great. Jeremy Lamb, who is still in the NBA right now and is actually a decent starter, and 2 first-round picks. And Oklahoma also gave up extra players. Like James Harden wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 first-round picks and 2 role players. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean that's an A+ trade. That's an A+ trade right there.
That was probably his best trade ever.
Yeah, and I think Daryl Morey is a guy that is not willing to go all is willing to go all in. Do whatever it takes. I think Elton Brand's doesn't really have a plan. He just like makes trades. I think Daryl
Yeah.
Morey's plan switches, but he always has a plan. When he made the Covington trade, it was because of small ball. Westbrook to please Harden. You know what I'm saying? There's always a plan there.
Yeah.
But I feel like with Morey. So overall, I think he's a very smart GM. I think he's going to be able to adapt. I think he's a very smart guy. I think he's had some really bad trades, but I think he's going to be an amazing GM for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Agree.
Anything else on Morey?
Trust the process.
No Mopswitz. Right there. Trust the process. Okay. So I can stop sharing my screen now if you want. Do you want me to do that? I think
Yes.
I will.
There you go.
So, okay. The next thing that I wanted to talk about, Sixers have made a lot of coaching hires in the last week.
A lot.
Yes. I want to discuss all of them. I mean, you could do this topic if you want. If you want to just start it off.
I'll
You
do
can do this if
Dave
you want.
Yogurt, whatever his name is,
Yogurt.
because
We'll
I
call him
know.
Yogurt. Yogurt.
Yeah, Dave
Jager,
Yogurt.
Dorger, whatever his name is. The King's guy. King's guy.
I'll just do him. So he was the assistant coach of the Kings.
He was the head
He
coach of things.
Oh, he was? No, I thought that was Luke Walton.
No, yeah, but like before he got fired from the Kings before.
Oh, okay. But anyways, he was a very defensive-minded coach, and that's going to help a lot with like
River system.
if they keep Simmons, if they keep Thibault, that's going to help a lot, and that their defense will probably be a lot better than last year. Because like Brett Brown, like I don't know, man. I don't think he had really a game plan, even though this guy's not our head coach. But like he's a very defensive-minded coach, and I feel like we have the potential to be one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. Potential. I'm not saying we will be, but we have
We already
the
were.
potential.
That's nothing new. That's nothing new.
And then Dan Burke.
I want to talk about him last. We'll save the best for last, Noah.
Sam
wait on Dan Burke. If you guys know, you know. But Sam Cassell,
you can talk about him.
I don't have much to say. I mean, former player. I think he was a head coach somewhere. A lot of experience with coaching. He was on Doc Rivers' staff for the Clippers. He's just kind of gonna be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I guess that's a good hire. Dub, you can take it however you want. And then
Now Dan Burke.
Yes. Well, there's also the Clippers G League coach that got hired as assistant, but we don't care about him, right?
Yeah. No.
Okay. So we have Dan Burke. You guys probably don't know the name. First, I'm going to start with his experience. He's been an assistant coach for Indiana for many years. And he's actually known as a very good coach, I think. Well-renowned coach. But, of course, as Sixers fans, what we know Dan Burke for. So
Hanging on Joel Embiid.
No, I want to talk about this in detail. It's a good story. So if you guys remember, I think the Sixers played the Pacers. I believe it was like around New Year's. Was it New Year's?
I have no idea, man.
I think it might have been New Year's.
I think it was New Year's.
So we're watching the game, and I don't think we see this, but Indiana, whatever their network is, Dan Burke comes in during halftime, and I guess he has like an interview from like the sideline reporter or something, and he says, let me bring up the quote because I want to get this certain. Dan Burke quote on Embiid. I hate. Look, Dan Burke said this. I hate the Sixers, Burke. I hate the Sixers. I think Embiid gets away with a ton of crap around the league ignores.
He could be right, honestly. So I feel like he could get away with crap.
The
Embiid.
plot But the plot twist, you can't ignore. He was the Pacers coach. The Sixers hired him. That's
Yeah,
awkward.
no,
He's like,
that's
he
very
gets away with a
awkward.
lot of crap. He's not talented. All he does is draw fouls. Now you're
He
coaching him.
does draw a lot of fouls.
He does, and I think Dan Burke is not wrong. He's not. I don't think Dan Burke is wrong. I actually think Dan Burke is right. But as an assistant coach, to
That's
come
going
on
to
in
be very.
halftime and get interviewed, first of all, that's not your place. That's not your place. You're an assistant coach. If you're gonna let a coach speak, which first of all, I don't think the head coach should say that. I don't think the head coach should say that. Right? That's out of his place too. But if someone's gonna say it, it's gonna be the head coach. For an assistant coach to go on the halftime show and talk about opposing teams' players, not even the head coach,
Yeah,
it's out of his place. And I don't think Dan Burke's wrong. I really don't.
I
But
think he's absolutely right.
I think
And
he's
B
absolutely
does get
right.
he does go away with a lot of crap.
That's awkward. Now you're coaching him, and you're talking shit on Embiid, and now he's your star player. I don't know,
Well,
man.
he
I
might
don't
be
know.
moved. We'll see.
But about Burke, he does have a lot of experience, so I think he will be a good coach here overall. So yeah, and next I want to talk about a guy that I think was a good coach under Brett Brown, Ime Udoka. I thought he should have stayed. He was a defensive-minded guy. Actually, before that, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about Dr. Staff. I'm concerned.
I am concerned. Like Udoka, very good assistant coach.
No.
He honestly should have been that. He honestly should have been the head coach. Why the hell was Brett Brown the head coach? He should have been the head coach.
Yeah, but
The Nets are. He got hired by the Nets along with D'Antoni. It is now called the Brooklyn Suns with Steve Nash, Steinmeier, and D'Antoni. Like, yeah, he got hired as I don't know. Wait,
I don't think Stoudemire got hired. I think it's Udoka and D'Antoni. Stoudemire didn't get hired.
Yeah, let me look. I feel like
I don't think Stoudemire got hired. I was gonna say if Stoudemire got hired, then we actually have to call him that.
Amari Steinmeier. Hold on, I'm looking at his news. Oh, never mind. I thought it was never mind.
But with the Sixers' current staff, I have worry. Why did the team struggle last year?
Coaching.
No. Why did the team struggle last year? What was
injuries?
No. Why did the team struggle last year?
Chemistry.
Not really.
Yes.
Do you know why the team struggled?
Why?
We
Why
don't
the
have any
team
players
struggle?
that can shoot. We don't have any players that can dribble.
Ben Simmons can dribble.
Other than Ben Simmons and Alec Burks. We don't have any players that can dribble. 2 out of 15. That's not very good. And the players that can shoot, we have, I don't know, Korkmaz and
Burke.
Burks. Like, we have players that can kind of shoot, but the only good shooter on our team is Korkmaz.
Yeah.
I think I'm forgetting one, am I? And Shake Milton too.
Yeah.
So we have, and what was good about our team last season? Because there was something
good about. I have no idea. There was absolutely nothing good last year.
Defense.
True.
What coach do we hire?
Udoka.
No. Who's our head coach?
Right, Doc Rivers.
Yes. What does he specialize in?
Offense.
Defense.
I don't know.
He's a defensive coach. You're hiring a Brett Brown clown, what I see. And you put his staff. The staff is all defensive. You don't have an offensive coach on the staff.
Why are you hating on him? He's a good coach.
Not for our system. You have
Yes,
defensive
for a
players. You put a
system.
defensive
Yes, he
coach.
is.
The same thing's going to happen. The same thing.
It's not going to be the same
You get
thing.
where I'm
Brett
going?
Brown's a shit coach.
The coach is a bad fit because we tried the defensive system last year. We tried the defensive system the season before that. We tried the defensive system the season before that. How many times have we gotten to the conference finals?
Well, we
With
were
it,
one shot away. We
with
were one shot away. One shot.
how
He
many
should
times did
never
we get
made
there?
that.
How many times did we get
He
there?
should have never made
How
that.
many times did we
Kawhi
got there?
Leonard should have never made that shot.
How many
He
times did we
should have
get there?
never made it. He should have never made it.
How many times?
And 0.
0. Right? What then the time that we did almost make it was with Jimmy Butler. Right?
Yeah.
Who we're not getting back.
Yeah, because Allen Brand.
And the reason we got there is Jimmy Butler can actually do shit offensively. And he can actually close games out. He's actually clutch.
Yeah.
3 seasons we've tried this defense. It doesn't work. We hire another defensive coach. It kind of seems like, I'm not sure about you, and it's not a major concern for me, but at the same time, it seems like we're kind of going down the same path.
I don't think so.
And we can agree to disagree. I'm okay with that, but I think
Doc Rivers is a good coach, and Brett Brown
I think he is a
wasn't,
good
so.
coach. I don't think Brett Brown's a bad coach either. I really don't think he is. But the problem is the system. You still can't dribble. You still can't shoot. I don't think anything's going to change unless Morey saves us. Morey's our only hope. Okay. So, and then after that, we missed this last podcast, and I believe it came out like an hour before we started, and we totally forgot to put this in here. The NBA is starting on December 22nd. Noah, your thoughts on this?
I think, well, it's interesting because it's good and bad. It's good because the Olympics in 2021 in Tokyo Olympics, they might still go on. And, like, I'd love to see, like, Curry, LeBron, Durant, Kawhi, Davis, all in Harden, all in the same team. That will be fun to watch. That'll be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Because they already came out, like Curry said, he wants to get a gold medal. Harden said that as well. All these players, even LeBron, like, they want to get gold medals, and they might have, like, the next dream team of the 2020s.
But here's my issue with that. From a fan's perspective, starting in December is great. You have more NBA coming soon. From the player's perspective,
yeah, that I agree with that as a problem, especially for the Lakers.
And especially for the Lakers, especially for the Heat, especially for teams that made it far into the playoffs, Celtics, Raptors.
That's not a lot of reps.
It's not. It really isn't. And I don't know. I feel like for the players that really aren't going to make the Olympic team, which is like a lot of the league, I just feel like it's unfair since you're scheduling it just because of the Olympics. I think, especially shoving 72 games in there. Look, it's a business. I get it. You have to make your money. And I think that the NBA, you're going to have to shove 72 games in there. I really don't blame you for that. And I think that's you got to do what you got to do. But at the same time, you got to feel for the players. I
do, especially for LeBron, age 36 now.
I don't blame him if he misses the first 2 weeks, first month. I mean, Kawhi has load management, so,
Yeah.
Take a set. I mean, LeBron is not even about money. LeBron has all the money in the world.
Yeah, he wants to get chips. That's his goal.
No, and he has chips. The goal for him is just to. What I'm saying is he doesn't need money, so he can just miss the first month of the season, get his salary taken away. Like,
he doesn't care.
Look, because he's an old man, so he needs his.
He's very safe.
He's the one that needs load management, not Kawhi.
Yeah, that is just lazy ass by Kawhi.
Okay, and then I do want to talk about the draft a little bit too.
Who do you want to talk about first? Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I do want to talk about Obi Tophan a little bit, and I'm going to share my screen again. Just let me go to his stats. We have all the documents up ready for this podcast. Look at our preparedness. Big word. So you see the screen?
Yep.
So we have Obi Tophan right here, college player that has risen in the ranks a lot for players to get drafted early. And I think a guy like Obi Toppin, I know his value isn't as high, but these stats make a case for him to go number one. He's an all-around very good player. He started in all games he played 31. I'm assuming that's all they had. I'm assuming college basketball season was cut short by COVID. Or maybe they just don't have as many games. But I don't follow college basketball. I just look at the stats and I see what I see. He took 12 shots, which I don't know. How do you feel? How do you feel about 12 shots a game? Is that like a little too little?
That could be a little too little.
I think that's really the only concern with Obi Toppin, as he was at Dayton, and I believe he was really the. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I thought I saw it lag, but he was at Dayton, which I believe is like a smaller school. I don't know colleges. I don't really I don't really care. I'm not going to college yet.
Only Nova Nation.
Nova Nation. I'm assuming it's a smaller school. Only concern is he's only taken like not that. Wait, sorry. Wait, where's that stat? Am I blind? The shots a game. Oh, field goals. Sorry. Oh, right there, 12. So I think that could be a little bit higher, especially because he's going to go to a team that unless you're going to the Warriors, you need a team that you're going to take a lot of shots on. Not a good team.
Yeah.
Here's where I get impressed. He shot 63% from the field. And this is not a sample size, by the way. This is 31 games. So it's a pretty decent chunk. And he also shot 66% last year.
Yeah.
So I get really impressed by that stat. But the thing is, he's not like a center. He's a 6'9" power forward. So he also can shoot the three ball. He shot it 39% and 54% last year. Jeez. He has an above average three ball as a 6'9". He's a stretch four that also shoots the ball at a very high percentage. What's his rebound like? Let me defensive rebound. He has 6 defensive rebounds a game, which I think is decent for a power forward. It's good. It's not like anything it's gonna blow you away, but it's good. Only 70% from the line can improve. College players are not good at the line. And you saw his points jump up from 14 to 20 this year.
Yeah.
Defensively, not going to do much, but I think he's a very skilled player that in a weak draft class could go number one. So, yeah.
So now, as probably all you LaMelo Ball headlines know, hold on, I'm going to share my screen. It says disabled.
Because I don't know as much about that. I don't really know anything about this headline that you're going to talk about, so you can lead the LaMelo Ball workout.
Yeah, hold on. It still says it's disabled and share my screen.
It does?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I think I got to change the setting.
Yeah.
Advanced sharing options. All participants. Sorry about the technical difficulties.
It's all good.
You should be able to go now.
Okay. Yep. So I'm going to do that. Yep. Is it sharing? Can you see it?
Yes.
All right, good. So LaMelo Ball, as you can see my mouse right here, he had a lot of drama. It was from sources, a lot of them. He did not have a good workout, like right here. Not performing very well in draft workouts.
No long flop for top 3 pick.
That is interesting. And even more a reliable source, Bleacher Report.
Oh, yeah.
Not performing very well at pre-draft. And that's Bleacher Report. They're always reliable.
Do you want to click on and see more details about
So I'm gonna click on this. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Here we go.
Oh, there we go.
So I'm very scared for him because I want him to do well. Like, he played very well against grown men in the NBL, which is an Australian league, if you guys didn't know. He averaged 17, 7.5 rebounds, which is really good for a point guard, 6.8 assists, but he was a really good passer, so I'm not too worried about that, and 1.7 steals
He shot
in 12
37%
games.
from the field.
But his 3-point shot, 25%, that's
And
not good.
37% from the field?
Not good.
It's
But I think he
atrocious.
can improve. I think he can improve on that.
But
But the main point is this guy was not performing well at the draft workout and has the potential to be a bust.
I
His
think
hype may longer be gone.
I
Might be
think
gone.
LaMelo Ball is going to be a top pick if he is because of LeVar. I think LaMelo, the only reason he's averaging 17 points is because the teams in Australia suck. He has all the volume of the shots. He shot 37% from the field. How can you go number 3 in the draft if you shoot 37% and 25 from beyond the arc, which isn't as much of a concern because if you're a 6'7" point guard and can't shoot, not a huge deal, especially in a weak draft
And he
class.
can improve on that. And he'll definitely improve on that.
Because like it's happened now. There's Ben Simmons, like 25%. At least he has it. It's like a big deal, but not as big of a deal. 37% from the field, like straight up to me, he's not a good player. At least that good of a player.
Yeah. But we do give him the only reason he is so high on this list is because of his passing. His passing is off the charts.
So just
And
go
I think
on a less efficient
it
line.
does not show in the stat wise, but if you see his highlights, like if you guys can see this video, he is an elite passer, even though he's saying layups right now. But this guy can pass the damn ball. He's a good distributor, and that's why he's so high, and that's why teams want this guy.
This is what I would say. I think people are sleeping on Lonzo Ball right now, his brother, and I know there's a lot of memes about him. I feel bad for the guy. People hate him because his dad's a total jerk. But Lonzo Ball, he's a tall point guard. He can shoot. Like Lonzo Ball at this point of a career in his career is an above average shooter. Look up his stats. He's shooting like 37% from 3.
Yeah.
So you see Lonzo Ball, you look at his 3-point percentage. He's a guy that has a work ethic. He's improved on the 3-point shot. He's an amazing passer and an elite defender.
Yes. And here are his stats right here.
See, from the 3-point line, 37%. That's above average.
Yeah.
Only shot 40% total, but that's better than his brother. He shot better from 3 than his brother, and he's a very, very good defender, maybe even better than his brother. He's a more mature player than his brother, and he's also a great
Definitely.
passer, probably as good as his brother. LaMelo
Yeah.
Ball only averaged more points because he's in Australia, and he got volume.
Yeah.
What do
We'll
you think
see
about
about
LaMelo
that.
as a player? Do you think, I guess, the draft workout was a fluke? Do you think he's actually a really good player? It's interesting, I
I
think.
don't know. I can't tell at this point. But I'm gonna stop sharing my screen.
That's
I
fair.
just can't tell at this point. I can't tell. It's too hard. That might have not been a fluke, honestly.
Yeah.
But
And
we'll have
then
to see.
the next thing I want to do is actually do a mini mock draft, maybe the first 5 or 6 picks.
Yeah.
And then I want to talk about some guys that the Sixers could potentially get that, or maybe reaches, but if they trade up, then
Yeah.
definitely potential. So, who do you think goes number 1?
Anthony Edwards.
I think it's Edwards. I think he fits in well with the Timberwolves. He plays the 2. D'Angelo Russell plays the 1. Edwards is not ball dominant, so he'll let D'Angelo Russell do his thing. I think he's also a very good defender, which fits in with the Timberwolves because they need a defender. I think Edwards
Yeah.
is a very good fit in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Number 2, I think we all know it's James Wiseman.
Yep.
I think he can develop a 3-point shot as a center. Very, very talented player. But I could see him being a superstar in this league, honestly.
Yeah.
Number 3 is where it gets interesting.
I don't think they take LaMelo. There's another guy that I just saw that could fit better than LaMelo, and that's Killian Hayes.
At number 3?
because LaMelo's not going to fit into the Charlotte system. Like they already have Brandon Graham and Rozier. I don't think they're going to take him
I think they
as
take
some,
Obi
or
Tophan,
they take,
Killian Hayes.
the Denny, the guy from the international
I think
guy.
he's raw.
They could take him because he's a shooter and they need a forward. They could take him,
Killian
but
Hayes
they're
had
not taking
12 points, and he only played 10 games last season. He only played 26
him.
minutes. He only attempted 10 field goals a game, and he shot 45% from the field. He's a decent three-point shooter.
He's a good playmaker.
He had
So that's why I
1.5
have.
steals, which is okay, I guess. Averaged only 1.9 in his career. Only 3.4 assists. Not a good passer. What does he do well?
Nothing. I was kidding. But I
He's
think
also
they
a guard.
take,
Killian Hayes is also a 6'4" guard.
yeah, I think they take Denny Avadi. I can't say
Denny
his last
Avdija.
name. Yeah, I think they take him because they need a forward, the Hornets. They already have Rozier and Brandon
They
Graham.
got
I
Washington.
think, and Washington. I think, what was like another forward?
I think it's Obi Toppin. We just looked at his stats. Why overthink it? Right? Avdija's raw. He's going to be. I think he's going to be good, but he's raw. I think you take Obi Toppin there.
Yeah, maybe. I think they
You need a
could,
guy that's
honestly. Yeah,
talented. Because
yeah,
and you don't even need him to take all the shots. Rozier and Devontae Graham are very ball dominant guards. They're gonna take a lot of shots. I think Obi Toppin could be very good there though. More of a
yeah,
quiet guy. LaMelo Ball would not fit there. He's a loud guy, right?
yeah.
Number
Number
4. Who's the
4.
number 4 pick?
That's LaMelo.
That's the
LaMelo
Bulls,
will go to
right?
the Bulls. Yep, LaMelo will be number 4.
I don't think so. After a bad
LaMelo's gonna be
workout
number
and
4.
what I see with the stats, it just doesn't pop to me. They have Kobe White. The Bulls love Kobe White. They love Kobe White in Chicago.
True. Yeah,
They love
true.
Kobe White. They just drafted him, and he had a really good season. I think
Yeah,
that's when you take Avdija. You can trade Lauri
yeah,
Markkanen. You can get another pick. You don't need Markkanen anymore. He's obviously not very good.
yeah,
I think, well, unless there's any other prospect you like there, I don't think they take LaMelo. Not because Avdija is great. I just don't think LaMelo is a good fit for NBA draft prospects. I mean, unless there's anyone else you really like.
no. I think they take Viva, whatever his name is.
Avdija. You're saying
Yeah, Viva.
if Obi Toppin's off the board, they take Avdija. You
Yeah.
know what? You know who they could actually take?
Who?
As I get the notification, we're talking about the Eagles after. Andy Dalton is doubtful to play against the Eagles. That is great news. Big W.
Yes.
But I think Onyeka Okongwu would be a really good pick for the Bulls.
Yeah.
If they don't want to take Avdija here. He's still raw. I think Okongwu his draft stock has been rising and rising. You know he's supposed to be like a second round pick in March. Now he's supposed to go like top 10, maybe top 5.
Yeah.
I think they take
Yeah.
maybe Onyeka Okongwu, number 4. That is if they don't want LaMelo, and they might trade down. You know what I'm saying? I just really don't like LaMelo, so I think Onyeka Okongwu could be a pick they take.
Yeah.
And then who's number 5?
Number 5, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, this is a tough situation. They also have a lot of guards.
Yeah.
They have Colin Sexton and Garland. Gardland. I'm sorry, that was a bad joke. Now, if Dia's still on the board, they got Kevin Love. I think they take LaMelo. I think they can trade Colin Sexton away. I think at number 5, it's just too late. Because I don't doubt that LaMelo is raw talent. He's a very good passer and could improve at certain things. You know, I just don't think
he could be a really good NBA player
right now.
Yeah.
I think LaMelo goes to the Cavaliers at number 5. And he probably won't. He's probably going to go top 3, but this is what I would do.
Yeah.
Number 6, is that the Pistons or are they 7?
The Hawks.
The Hawks. Yeah, that's a hard one though. Can Avdija play small forward? Because you're not benching John Collins and you're not benching Capella.
Yeah.
I think you could have a big lineup, put him at small forward.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, play small forward and power forward. I think the Hawks are a perfect fit for Avdija. They're still a young team. They're still not good as said, but they're going to be really good. Imagine a lineup of Trae Young, Kevin Herter, either him, DeAndre Hunter, or Cam Reddish, one of those young guys at shooting guard. And then
Yeah.
who's their small forward? They have someone there.
Oh, Hunter, there's DeAndre.
Let me look at the Hawks roster. I just think he's gonna fit. Oh no, sorry, you would put I had a brain fart. Avdija there. So you have Trey at the 1, one of the young guys at the 2, Avdija at the 3, Collins at the 4, and Capella at the 5. That's a scary good team.
Yeah.
You want to go deeper into the draft? I don't know many prospects, so if you want to.
Yeah. I don't think we should. I think we should get to the others, the Eagles, the trades, and all that.
Oh, you want to do Sixers prospects too?
Oh yeah, let's do Sixers guy, and then we'll
Okay.
cut
We
it.
do have a lot of news to cover today, so.
So that's why we're trying to go as fast
Yeah.
as we can to get to all the news.
So this is, I think, well, this isn't really news. We're done with the news. We're just talking about other stuff we want to talk about. But Sixers guys, there's 2 guys that really stand out to me. I think they're both stretches to land down there, but it's a possible trade up thing because I don't think you're selecting at 21.
Yeah, I think they're gonna trade up, and
You're
one of
trading
them.
up or trading the pick.
Yeah.
First guy is Aaron Naismith, and I actually don't have his stats up. So if you want to get his stats up as well as the other guy we're going to talk about, who I think you know who he is, right?
Oh, I definitely want to.
Yeah,
trade.
we're not
That's
gonna-
the
we're not
guy I
gonna
want.
do it yet.
That's the guy I want to pick. If I'm the
Okay,
Sixers,
so-
you trade up to get that guy.
You know what? I can actually get both of them up. I'll get. Here on, it's actually taking a little bit to load. So we have him, and we have. Here, just let me get him up. Okay. Wait, where are his stats? Like, I'm going to the website of the college that he's on, but okay, there. So first, we're going to talk about Aaron Naismith. He is a 6'6" shooting guard. Only played 14 games, so take that into account last season. So it is a sample size, but you look at what he brings to the table, and I think you'll be impressed. He played 35 minutes a game. He played a ton. Attempted 14 field goals.
Yeah.
That's good volume, especially for a guy that's going to the Sixers. A 51 field goal percentage. That's really good. 51%. I like that. Shot 50% from 2, but this is where it's going to blow you away. He shot better from 3 than 2. 52%.
Holy shit.
52. That would be a
That's
record.
insane.
And it's a sample size, I know, but the stats are there, and he had the volume. He shot 8.2 threes a game. 8.2.
Wow, that is insane.
I think that would be the most in the NBA right now. Maybe trailing 3. 8.2 threes a game. So in those 14 games, he took volume. It could be a fluke, but I think if he falls to the Sixers, even if he goes at like 15, 16, 17, if you're the Sixers, you're calling up, hey, we got the 21st pick, we want Aaron Naismith. What else can we give you?
Yeah.
Maybe an extra second, an extra, a first in a future year. He looks really good. So he's one guy.
And then the other guy.
Right here, Sadiq Bey.
That's the guy I want. That's the guy we need to get.
I think Naismith's going to be better.
I think I like Sadiq Bey better.
But Sadiq Bey's got length. He's a 6'8" small forward, I believe, can play the power forward as well. He took a big jump. He averaged 16 points. He came into Villanova as I don't think he was even on anyone's radar, but after this season he came on people's radar. He played 33 minutes a game. He took 11 shots. He'll be fine in the range he's going.
Yeah.
47% from the field, solid. from 3 and 50% from 2, 45% from 3. And this is not a
That is
sample
insane.
size, unlike Naismith. He took a little bit less threes, 5.6, but he played 31 games and shot 45% from 3.
That is insane.
Also shot decently okay from the line. I guess you could say 76%. Hey, 76%. Match made in heaven.
76ers.
But defensively doesn't really bring anything. Like literally the only thing he can do is shoot. Defensively,
Yeah.
he's not like flashy. I think he's a good defender. He's not going to get steals. Uh, How is he rebounding wise? Only gets 1 offensive rebound with 3 defensive rebounds. He's not a good rebounder for his size, and
He's a good
can't really
shooter.
pass the ball at all. He's a 3
I
and
think
D player. He's a 3 and D player. But if he falls to the Sixers, it's a no brainer. Unless
we
Naismith's on
definitely
the board.
take.
If Naismith's on the board, you got a Naismith.
Well, I'm taking Sadiq Bey, and he's taller.
I would disagree.
I would disagree as well with you.
Okay, agree to disagree. We each have our priorities.
Yes.
I'm going to stop the screen share here and go back to full. Want to talk about the Eagles?
I guess.
What are your thoughts? I just read that notification that Andy Dalton is doubtful for the game.
If we don't win this game, like, I'm done if we don't win this game. Like, this, we should win this game. There's a no-brainer we should win this game.
And I say that a lot.
No-brainer.
You know, everyone says that a lot.
We have to win this game.
Eagles disappoint a lot. But this is a game we should undoubtedly win. I think their
If we don't, we're joker of a franchise.
He is not a good quarterback. Their defense is horrible, and I think the way to beat them, if Miles Sanders isn't playing, Boston Scott has to run wild.
Yeah.
He has to get past that because the Cowboys' run defense is a historic low among all teams. So
yeah,
they gotta run the ball well, and they can pass the ball well too because their overall defense isn't good. You have to stop Zeke.
And the Eagles got to watch number 21. The Eagles defense have to watch over number 21, Ezekiel Elliott. That should be the number one priority.
If Zeke is silenced, we win because their weapons aren't going to be thrown to as well because their quarterback is Ben DiNucci. Who?
Ben DiNucci.
Ben DiNucci.
But if we lose this game, I think we're a joke of a franchise. And
I do want to talk about the future, not just this game. I think if you're Howie Roseman right now, who I think is a total fuckface, I hate Howie Roseman. I think he's a total idiot. Howie, if you want to come on the podcast, you're more than welcome. We'll totally wreck you the entire time. But
we'll talk so much shit of you.
Yeah, we're kidding. If you want to come on the podcast, always welcome to come on the podcast, Howie. But you're still a total fuckface. But if you're Howie Roseman right now, or hopefully if they hire a new GM, you have to be thinking, you have to go one of two directions. You either have to go all in, you have to, compete, or you have to blow it up, except for Wentz and Sanders. And I say compete. You know why? This is not just as a fan. I say compete because you're in the weakest division of all time. You have a clear path to get to the playoffs. There's no better time to have a good team in the NFC East.
It's now.
But if you feel like you're not going to be able to build that team, you blow it up, you keep Wentz and Sanders here. And I know because you are a Wentz hater, you're going to make the argument. I know you're going to make the argument because you always do.
You damn right I am. We have Jalen Hurts. We don't need Wentz.
Jalen Hurts? What is he? Has he made a single pass attempt as an Eagle?
No, but if we want to blow it up, trade Wentz because Jalen Hurts is a rookie and he has potential. We've reached Carson Wentz's potential. His potential's already been reached.
No, it hasn't.
2017.
Fine,
yes, it has. 2017.
His potential has been reached.
2017.
But he hasn't got back to that potential. That potential is still on the table.
It is. But it's probably not even going to get back to there.
But you keep ignoring the simple fact. Carson Wentz's weapons have been a tight end that cannot get down the field, who has been who has been struggling mightily this season, mightily,
I agree. I agree
and
with
two
that.
wide receivers that were undrafted. One of them extremely undersized. One of them got onto the team like 2 weeks ago.
What that guy do, Travis Fulgham?
Yes,
He
and I think,
performed. He performed.
but he was the only, and I think that, and people say Fulgham's a good wide receiver, and I think he is becoming that.
I think he is. Yeah.
People don't credit Wentz for throwing to a guy like Fulgham. People don't credit Wentz for having Jamon Brown as an offensive lineman who half-sacked him. Your offensive line is sacking
How
you.
many interceptions does he have? How many interceptions does this guy have
And
this
again,
season?
I mentioned the fact that Travis Fulgham is your number one wide receiver.
Okay, you shouldn't have 10 interceptions this season. He's throwing the ball low.
Everything is working against
low
this
or
team.
high. He's throwing the ball low or high or to the side. He's inaccurate as well.
You know
It's
what
like
that does him?
when he's in the clutch, he is good. If he is down, that's when he performs. But throughout the game, he's garbage, except for the fourth quarter.
First of all, what I want to say is Wentz has not been horrible this year. I think he's picked it up as of recent. This year, he has been average. Now, with that being said, Wentz has been average with the worst offensive line in the game, and I can prove that because he has gotten sacked the most times in the NFL. He has gotten sacked the most times in the NFL, and that has to do mostly to his offensive line. And he has also thrown the most interceptions, which partially is on him. And I'm not saying what has happened this season is partially not his fault, because some of it is. He has also thrown to one of the worst wide receiving cores of all time. So you combine the worst offensive line with probably the worst wide receiving core, and you still expect this quarterback to be good. And while he's not good,
he did it last year.
What?
So yeah, I do. He did it last year.
Is that because he's good, or is that because he's good?
I think he's a really good. I think he still can get back to that 2017
Then why do you want to
potential.
trade him?
Because I do. Because he's not going to get back there. He's not going to get back.
Oh, why? I just stated that he has the worst offensive line, and he has the worst wide receiving core.
No, he's gonna tore his ACL again, probably.
You're telling me
he's gonna get injured. He's gonna get another concussion.
Jalen Hurts is injury prone.
He's injury prone. Why want him out? He's like Joel Embiid.
Carson Wentz is having an average season with the worst offensive line and the worst wide receiving core. That shows that a quarterback is elite. Elite.
He's not.
He's picked it up lately. Sorry, that elite comment was an overstatement. He's not been elite. He's been merely average. You cannot blame what happened on Carson Wentz. And I think the oohs and ahs about Travis Fulgham when he catches those passes, you have to give some of the credit to Wentz for finding a guy to throw all the passes.
He threw the damn ball. He threw the damn ball. Yeah, I am giving credit.
You have to give Wentz credit for improving this offseason. He's added running to his game. Before, Wentz would never go into the end zone.
This game. No, he's added 10 interceptions to his game. That's what he's added.
And I already stated why. Hold on. Carson Wentz has added rushing to his game.
And he's inaccurate as well. If we're watching the games and I'm watching them closely, he is inaccurate. He's throwing them low. It's either the pass is low, the pass is high, or the pass is to the side. He's also inaccurate. So that's why I'm blaming most of the interceptions. I'm not blaming all of the interceptions, but I'm blaming most of them on him because he has been inaccurate this season for his throwing. Except for the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter, he's been outstanding. Like, those comebacks have been outstanding.
You know,
like the one against the Ravens. We almost won. But that was a great effort. And we almost won that game.
Do you know Carson Wentz has 5 rushing touchdowns?
I get it. He has improved his rushing.
And you know what? That's probably not because he wants to. Carson Wentz broke his fucking ACL rushing. But do you know why he does it? Because he has to step up. Because he knows that his wide receiving core is total shit. His offensive line is total shit. And he has no help.
Agreed, but he has to improve. I get he improved his rushing, which is great, but he has to improve his accuracy. His accuracy is garbage.
I
And I
don't think
get it's crap wide receivers, but it's pretty garbage.
and I don't disagree with you. I think Wentz does have to work on his accuracy. I think, and I don't think it's horrible because I think part of that has to do with wide receivers, but I think his accuracy is something to work on. But you're saying because a quarterback who has been carrying the team on his back, not totally successfully, but because he has to, and because he has literally no help, has to be carrying the team totally on his back, and you're going to trade him because his accuracy is not the best. And we can't even judge
Because
that because
it's
he doesn't have a good
not.
wide
He
receiving
threw
core.
10 interceptions.
Because he has a bad wide receiving core.
I don't care if he has a bad wide receiving core. He threw 10 interceptions.
Why don't we put Jalen Hurts with a bad wide receiving core? We'll see what happens. You know,
He
Jalen Hurts
actually
hasn't
do
had one
something.
pass attempt the entire season, I don't think.
Yeah, because Carson Wentz is the quarterback.
When Jalen Hurts comes into the game, it's always like a direct snap, like Taysom Hill, okay? And I think I can tell you why, because he's not that good of a throwing quarterback.
Okay, maybe he doesn't have as much arm power as Wentz does.
Oh, so you're saying
But
that partially it isn't Wentz's fault. Look at you. You're starting to have an epiphany.
no, I'm saying all of it's Wentz's fault.
I would strongly disagree with you, and I hear your opinion and I know your opinion, but I don't agree with your opinion. So yeah,
Holy shit, that was a good topic.
that was a good discussion. That was a really
That was insane. That was like Stephen A. Smith versus Max Kellerman.
that was like first take, except it's not like scripted, and people don't.
It was like Kawhi Leonard versus KD, who's the best player in the world, when Max Kellerman believed Kawhi was the best.
Now, we have some trades, and we know that Daryl Morey is the general manager of the Philadelphia 76ers. We know that he likes to make trades. We know he likes to change it up. In honor of that, we have more trades than usual. We have 6, and we don't even have a topic today because we know Daryl Morey loves to do a lot of shit. So, in honor of that, we have 6 trades today for you. Noah, you want to start with yours first?
Yes,
Your
sir.
choice. You get
Sure. I'll start.
Okay.
Hold on. This is not my shit. This is just our outline. But our first, hold on.
Oh,
Just
there's
gotta
one on the
move
left.
this.
Go to that one first.
Yeah, hold on. I'm just gonna move your thing down here. I'll do this one. I'll do the next one first.
Okay.
So, just to get in the flow. So, you all know, all Sixers fans know, and probably the whole NBA knows, Tobias Harris has the worst contract. He does. And the Knicks have recently stated that they're willing to take on bad contracts. So, we got Julius Randle and Frank Ntilikina for Tobias Harris in the first. And I think it's a good trade. Julius Randle did not play well as the Knicks. I get it. But he could play well as the Sixers. And he did play well as the Pelicans. And it might have just been a fluke. We don't know. But we're getting away Tobias Harris's contract, which is a good sign. We do have to add it first because they need return into that. They need some return. So that's why I think this is a good trade.
Tobias is also from New York. I want to state that. It's a good fit there. He'll bring some fans in. And New York Knicks also get a first to rebuild. They give up Randall, who they really don't like, and we also get Frank Ntilikina, just a player, so who's young and can defend. So I think
we get off his salary.
I think both teams would do that salary matches. So yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna do my second trade.
Yeah.
So my second trade. All right, this one. So I would love to add a Klay Thompson, but the Warriors are probably not going to trade him if they make a Joel Embiid trade. So I've decided that we're going to match salaries because I don't want Andrew Wiggins. I think he's negative. So to match salary, so Draymond Green, Eric Pascal, and 3 first-round picks for Joel Embiid.
Including the second.
We could add probably one more, honestly. And maybe I forgot to add, but another first-round pick because it's Draymond Green. We get 4 first-round picks, Draymond Green and Eric Pascal for Joel Embiid.
And that Minnesota pick's valuable. It's next year's pick from Minnesota. It's top 3 protected, so if that lands anywhere in the lottery, which
and we get the second overall pick. And the second
it also becomes unprotected next year if it does get protected, Well, the second overall pick's the main draw. I think Edwards is your guy, or if not him, I don't want LaMelo. If Edwards gets taken number one,
Maybe James Wiseman or Obi.
no,
Obi, I think.
we haven't. Oh right, we're trading Embiid. Oh right,
Yeah,
yeah, we're trading
Wiseman.
Embiid. So Wiseman's your
So
pick.
we need Wiseman, yeah. Or if we keep Horford, then we get Obi.
If for
If
some
we keep
reason Wiseman
Horford.
goes number one, which won't happen because there's Karl-Anthony Towns there, then you trade down and get Obi Tophan.
Yeah.
But I think this is a very good trade. I think the Sixers could have gotten a little bit more, but it's a good trade overall.
And it's 4 first-round picks.
Okay.
I just forgot to add one in, but it's another first-round pick.
Got it.
All right. Now, trade number 3. This is the real trade.
The Harden trade.
The Harden trade. Daryl Morey and James Harden have a really good friend relationship.
Oh, they love
And
each
it's already been stated that Daryl Morey will try to trade for James Harden. And there's rumors. It's not confirmed.
That hasn't been stated.
It's not confirmed.
It's not confirmed.
A lot of rumors.
Nobody said that, but it's a widely known fact that they like each other, and it's a widely known fact that, not a fact, but he probably will. You're right.
So, this is for Embiid. The reason why we're probably gonna have to trade one of these guys, Embiid or Simmons. I would personally keep Simmons and build a team around him because he is an elite defender. Again, his shooting is absolutely atrocious, and he's afraid to shoot. But I think we gotta look at the upsides to him. He can do everything else. Great ball handler he's probably one of, if not the best ball handler for a 6'10" guy. At his size, he's probably one of the best ball handlers of all time.
Also a great passer.
For his size, he's 6'10", and that is insane. His passing is off the charts. He is such a great passer. And he can score the ball if he wants to. He can attack the rim. It's his shooting, I get it. But he can do everything else. And now we trade Embiid because he's very injury prone. He's overweight. He was like 250. Now he's 280. He's gained 30 pounds. And I think we trade Embiid. And we also have to give him Josh Richardson because they need a shooting guard. And then we give him the second for Harden. That's a deal that I would do for Embiid.
I think the Rockets would consider too. They get Morey's not there, so they're not going to do the small ball thing anymore. Same with D'Antoni. It's going to be a whole new Rockets team. And I think Harden could be on the table for them. And I think Embiid could start a whole new young Rockets team. So if they want to rebuild, then that's definitely the option.
And they'll work because Embiid plays like Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon, and they'll have Hakeem just a lot worse.
Yeah. And but I think the bigs are not as good in the league as they used to be, but it kind of would be like that in the sense that, they get a new big. I do have to remake my Knicks trade that I was going to do, so just let me do that real quick.
I'm going to stop sharing my screen. There we go. I want full
I think
screen.
Mine was this and this for this and this. Let me make sure that works. Perfect. Okay. So let me share my screen now.
Yep.
So first trade right here is here. Can I get this bar down? It's like really annoying. Here, can I?
It goes up if you.
Oh, perfect. There we go. Move it to the side. I just want to be able to go to the other tabs, but we're trading away Al Horford again. Nick said they would be willing to take on salary, so we did want to cover a lot of Knicks trades on the podcast, or at least 2. Trading Al Horford to the Knicks. They also got a first to take him on. Again, Knicks fans coming into the Madison Square Garden, they can take on salary, get a pick. The rebuilding, they'll take the pick. Get a young player like Aaron Naismith, Sadiq Bey. I don't know, someone good. We get Julius Randle. They don't want Julius Randle anymore. Julius Randle is horrible for them last season, but he's a decent player, and Sixers could use him in some way. Wayne Ellington can shoot, very overpaid, but he also matches salaries, so that's why I have him in there. So yeah, I just feel like this works for both sides. We get off Horford, and we also get like a useful power forward and shooter.
Yeah, agree. It's your second trade.
Second trade is a Warriors trade. We wanted to do one of these too. I'm trading with Ben Simmons and mine. You did Embiid, so we communicated before this that ours would both be different. So my package for this trade was Draymond Green. We do not want Andrew Wiggins on our team. I hate Andrew Wiggins, so we chose Draymond Green, and I think Draymond Green is a negative asset because his contract's way too big. I would rather not have him than take him, but I would rather him than Wiggs. We also get Marquise Chris, who's a very good defensive center. Might as well take him if we're giving up Simmons. We also get Mike Mulder.
Hey,
Shout out to Mike Mulder
is
because
added to my deal.
and you know what, there's this really cool app, guys, called Yoke. You can play video games with athletes. Great app. Anyway, Mike Mulder is on the app, and I actually just played with him a couple hours ago. So you guys can get the app. I think I might put this in the YouTube description when we do upload it. So you can challenge him on Yoke, play video games with him. So yeah, but we also want,
And we both played with him, and I also played with him like a while ago. He's a really cool guy as well. And these athletes are really good people.
What do you say?
These guys on Yoke are very nice people. The ones I have played with so far.
Who would want to play with? Who would want to play with kids like us if you're an asshole?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like the whole thing is like you have to be a nice person to want to, play
Michael Mulder, extremely nice. I played with Tremont Waters. He's from the Celtics. He's also a really nice guy. And I played with Jamal Harris he had like a 52-inch vertical. Was also a nice guy. It's like these guys are very nice.
Also, Tony Bradley from the Jazz is on this app. Big man from the Jazz. Guys like Leonard Fournette, Andre Drummond, Eric Pascal is on the app, by the way. He's not on a lot though. Well, Aaron Jones from the Packers, if you guys know football. Just overall, a lot of big guys, and I can read them out. Chase Claypool, McCole Hardman, John Brown, Monte Morris. You got all those guys. Wendell Carter's on the app. Joe Mixon, Brandon Clark, Taco's on the app. Jerry Jeudy, Darrell Henderson, Cole Anthony from North Carolina. He's going to the draft, and Quinn Cook from the championship Lakers. A ton of guys on here, and I'm probably missing. And I know I'm definitely missing a lot of the big guys. Jerry Jeudy's on the app too. Justin Jefferson. Yeah. A ton of big names on the app. I highly recommend you download it. I thought it was too good to be true when I downloaded it.
And Zaire Wade. And also Zaire Wade.
Z Wade's on the app. Z Wade.
Yeah. Z Wade's dad.
Backpack kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, not a sponsor, but shout out to Yoke because they are an amazing app. So I would download that today. Free to use. You can buy coin or earn coin, but very easy to earn coin. And yeah, I mean, you can just complete your profile, follow 25 stars. You can get 250 coin for free. You log in every day, you get some more coin. You can get 100 coin by referring a friend. And yeah, so you can play a game for free.
Overall, it's one hell of an app.
What? It's one hell of an app. I thought it was too good to be true. It isn't. So yeah, I highly recommend you download. And anyway, other stuff in the trade, we get the Minnesota pick, top 3.
We'll put the description in the video.
Yes, it will be in the video description. We will have both of our links there, me and Noah's. I highly recommend clicking my link as it gets you more coin. No, I'm kidding. We'll put both of our links in there. You can click the link of whichever person you like more on the podcast, which is obviously me.
Obviously me.
Talk way too much.
No.
I take up all the airtime.
The Carson Wentz hater. I'm the Carson Wentz hater. You like me.
Yeah, look, I'm sorry. I take up too much of the air on this show. I'm a talkative person. But if you like Carson Wentz, then click my link. If you don't like Carson Wentz, click Noah's link. But
hey.
And you can download the app from there. It's really it's not a scam. It's an amazing app.
Yeah, truly.
Truly amazing. Anyway, also in the trade, a first-round pick from Minnesota, top 3 protected. Goes unprotected next year, intriguing pick. And, of course, the number 2 pick for Ben Simmons. I think this is a good package. And I think the
Yeah,
Warriors might do it if they can get Ben
yeah.
Simmons on the team. I mean, why not?
And who we draft at the number 2 pick?
Oh, no, not James Wiseman. Right, because we're not trading away Embiid. This is, I think, what you do. If Edwards is taken number 1, then you trade down and get Obi Tophan.
Yeah, and then he'll be our point guard.
Who?
We have to draft LaMelo.
Sorry. LaMelo? What?
We have to draft a point guard because Ben's our point
Yeah,
guard.
but LaMelo's not good.
Then how are we gonna get a point guard?
Point guard? We have Mike Mulder.
He's a shooting guard.
No, he plays point guard. In that game, he's like a combo.
Okay, yeah.
Or like we have Shake Milton still, hey? Sniper Shake.
He's not a point guard.
Yeah, he's a combo guard too.
No.
So I mean, you can put Shake there. I mean, you can sign a guy in free agency with Ben Simmons off the books. I think you can trade Draymond away for salary relief. I don't really want Draymond on our team.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you could also. I don't know. I just don't like LaMelo. I think Edwards would be a good draft if he hopefully doesn't go number 1. But I think the Timberwolves are going to pick him.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, I like Obi Toppin. I really do. But
yeah,
you also have that other pick. So that later pick. So if you get like Cole Anthony there.
Yeah.
So that you could find a point guard. There's many options that you can do. Worst case scenario, Shake's your point guard and he's a shooter. Last trade. Of course, the James Harden trade. This one for Simmons. I was focusing on trading away Simmons. Noah focusing on trading away Embiid. The trade is we trade Ben Simmons, good point guard again if the Rockets want to turn to the future. We also give them Matisse Thybulle because he's a good defender. Again, if the Rockets want to turn to the future, that's the guy they want. Give him a second-round pick from the Knicks, which is actually going to be somewhat valuable. It's basically a late first because Knicks are really bad, so their pick's going to be early. And the Oklahoma City Thunder pick, which lands at number 21 for James Harden. If they want to rebuild, then they can do this. And Rockets might ask for another pick. In that case, Sixers have a decision to make. But, yeah, I think that's a good package for Harden. Maybe they would ask for a little bit more, but, yeah.
Yeah, and comment down below if you want to trade Simmons or Embiid away and which one you want to keep.
Yes, definitely. That is something you should put down below. As well as that, make sure to click my link.
Hell no.
No, I'm kidding.
No.
Unless you're a Carson Wentz hater.
Mine. Yeah.
But
and a Joel Embiid hater as well.
Yeah, you're an Embiid hater? Yeah, you are.
Because he's overweight.
Well, he is. I can't deny that. So, is there anything else you want to talk about, I guess?
I think that's it, man.
You think that's it? Okay, you wanna end us off?
Make sure to subscribe to Sixers Standard. It is probably we're up and coming podcast, and we're trying also to get a logo for our podcast
we get a
as
logo.
well.
The guy that we're trying to get a logo from is not responding to our DM, so we might have to look elsewhere. But that is in the works, so we will have a logo soon.
We're trying. Yeah.
We have a podcast every week. Hopefully, we might miss a week sometimes, but we're hoping to get one out every week. Up and coming. Make sure to subscribe. Really help us out.
And make sure to download Yoke and click my link.
Okay. Click any of our links. Just download the app if you want to. It's actually a really good app. Also, they're also on Instagram. I would follow them on there. But yeah, you want to end us off?
Yeah. If you guys haven't already, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe and comment down below if you rather keep Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons, and make sure to download your peeps.
See you guys.